Hello. The project is in touch with you, Guru.Markets. We start with general information about the company. Let's study each indicator in more detail a little further. If you want, you can pause the video. You can study each parameter of the organization in question more carefully. Now we will look at the current fundamental indicators of the company Janus Henderson Group plc, ticker JHG. This review was created based on data as of March 30th, 2025. By classification, Guru.Markets company Janus Henderson belongs to the subcategory. Investors, 76 organizations participate in the assessment. This is very representative. See the end of the video for final solutions. The result for the company under study is 6.5 out of 10 points. Average score for the subcategory, 1.5 points. If you look very broadly, within the entire market in total, we can note that the average score for the market as a whole is 1.9 points. Against a score of 6.5 for the company Janus Henderson. Comparing the dynamics of the company's share price Janus Henderson and subcategory shares, we will see that over the last 12 months, the shares Janus Henderson showed a change of 11.8%. Against the price dynamics for the subcategory 11%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to keep this fact in mind. Market capitalization of the company Janus Henderson is $5.67 billion. And the capitalization of the subcategory is $668 billion. Janus Henderson has a share of 0.849%. It is one of the small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $4.58 billion. The subcategory's balance sheet capitalization is $201 billion. Janus Henderson accounts for a share of 2.277%. Having made a comparison of the occupied shares of market and balance sheet capitalization, we see the following. Share Janus Henderson in a subcategory when assessing market value is 0.849%. The balance sheet capitalization is 2.277%. This is a 168% increase in market capitalization share. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance capitalization in the subcategory, good, 1 point. The debt obligations of the organization under study amount to $0.504 billion. Debt to book value is 11% of equity. Score for the company's debt obligations, good, 1 point. The company's market price to earnings ratio is 14.2. With an average in the subcategory of 32.6, which is 56% lower than the average in the subcategory. Assessment of the stock price to profit ratio in comparison with companies in the subcategory, very good, 2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was $399 million. Future earnings for the coming 12 months are expected to be $552 million. And this is 38.3% more than at the current moment. Assessment of the estimated future profit in comparison with in the subcategory, good, 0.5 points. The company's price-to-sales ratio is 2.2. The average in the subcategory is 5.1, which is 57% lower than in the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market value to revenue indicators in comparison with indicators in the subcategory, good, 1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $2,550 million. Future revenue for the coming 12 months is expected to be $3,530 million. This is 38% more than currently. Assessment of expected future revenue indicators in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory Good, 0.5 points. The margin is 15.7%, with an average for the subcategory of 15.7%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 0%. Assessment of sales profitability in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, tolerable, 0 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 2.939%, which is 246% more than the share of market capitalization. And this reflects the imbalance in the organization's exchange price, Janus Henderson Group plc, rather towards underestimation. The amount of market capital per company employee is $2,581,000. Whereas for the subcategory, $8,938,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the organization's indicators is 71.1%. Assessment of the amount of the company's market capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, Good, 0.5 points. The company's profit per employee is $181,600. Average for the subcategory, $273,800. And the difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 34%. Estimation of profit for each employee of the company in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, tolerable, 0 points. The share of revenue for each employee of the company is $1,161,000. By subcategory, $1,747,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 50%. Estimation of revenue per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory, tolerable, 0 points. The volume of sales transactions is 1.7%, with an average for the subcategory of 2.7%. This is a short squeeze risk indicator. Indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 34% for the company Janus Henderson, whereas for the subcategory this level is approximately 40%. Potentially, shares of the subcategory are valued approximately the same as shares Janus Henderson. The company's current stock price is approximately $35.97. The consensus price target for the company's shares is around $47.09. The dynamics of the actual estimate and the consensus forecast is approximately 31%. Let's look at the table of orders, which is available to everyone. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains everything in a given season decisions by the information and reference system GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is absolutely free and open. Link in pinned comment. Based on the assessment Janus Henderson information and reference system GURU.Markets, a decision has been made. Open a trade for an increase at a price of $35.98 per share. The deal was opened because the company has a fairly high rating. The company's assessment was made based on the assessment criteria, the Akeem's index. Take profit is set at 38.52. Stop loss is set at 33.44. In case the order is not closed by take profit or stop loss, then the order is fixed automatically based on the results of the trading session on April 29, 2025, or on the last working day before this date. Ticker STEP is a counterbalancing sell trade. The video on the balance order will be or has already been published on the channel. When closing one of the orders, main or balancing, another order is closed at the current level. Many thanks to everyone for watching this video and for using the information and reference system GURU.Markets. You are the best audience on the entire planet.